So this lesson is a review over the order of operations. Hopefully as we go through this, it's a good refresher. If you still have questions by the end of today's lesson, make sure you see me. This is a very important topic moving forward in Algebra 1. So order of operations come up whenever you have a problem that has more than one operation occurring in it. Most of you probably remember this as "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally" or PEMDAS. So let's go ahead and go over what those letters stand for. P stands for parentheses. So if you see parentheses or brackets in a problem, you want to draw your attention to that first. Followed by exponents. If you see an exponent in a problem, after you have addressed the parentheses, address the exponents. Next, you want to take care of any multiplication or division. Now, the important part here is you want to read the problem from left to right. As you read that problem from left to right, if you see multiplication pop up, address that first. If you read the problem from left to right and you see division occur first, address that. You don't want to skip around the problem to address multiplication and come back and address division. You want to read the problem from left to right and address multiplication and division as it comes up. Once you've addressed all the multiplication and division, last but not least is adding and subtracting. Once again, you want to add and subtract from left to right. Don't skip around to address addition and then go back and address subtraction. Read the problem from left to right. If addition comes up first, address addition. If subtraction comes up first, address subtraction. So let's start by doing a couple of examples here. If you need to pause the presentation to go back and look at the steps on the previous slide, feel free to do that. It's a good idea probably to write those steps down as we go through these problems. So looking at the first problem, we have 3 plus 24 divided by 8 times 2. So by order of operations, the first thing I need to look for is parentheses. Do I have any parentheses? No. So I can skip to see if I have exponents. I do not have any exponents in this problem, so now I can skip to multiplication and division. So I'm going to read my problem from left to right, and as I see multiplication or division pop up, I'm going to address it. So first I have 3 plus 24, no multiplication or division there, but I do have 24 divided by 8. So I'm going to go ahead and address that. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So now looking at my new problem here, 3 plus 3, that's not addition, or it's not multiplication or division. However, 3 times 2 I can address. 3 times 2 is 6. Last but not least, we've taken care of all the multiplication division, so now we can deal with addition subtraction. 3 plus 6 gives us 9. Final answer. Next problem. We have 5 times the quantity of 9 plus 3 minus 12. So, order of operations, first thing I need to look for is parentheses. Do I see parentheses? I do. I need to take care of this 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. I'm going to go ahead and simplify that down. Now, whenever you have a number butted up next to parentheses, that denotes multiplication, so make sure you're able to recognize that. If you ever see a number next to another number separated by a set of parentheses, that denotes multiplication. So I've addressed parentheses. I do not see any exponents, so now I need to look for multiplication and division. I need to read left to right when I go to address that multiplication and division. So I have 5 times 12. I can go ahead and take care of that. 5 times 12 is 60. So now my new problem is 60 minus 12. I have no more multiplication, no more division, so I can go ahead and address my subtraction. 60 minus 12, 48. Final answer. Next problem. 1/3 times the quantity of 9 plus 3 plus 18. I need to look for parentheses first. I see some parentheses. I have 9 plus 3. I'm going to go ahead and simplify that down to 12. Notice I keep everything else the same. I'm not changing the problem. I'm just simplifying it down step by step. Here I have 1/3 times 12. Remember I said any number separated with another number by parentheses denotes multiplication. If you need to use your calculator, go ahead and do so. 1/3 times 12 becomes 4. The 3 and the 12, they cross cancel. This 3 becomes a 1, this 12 becomes a 4. That is how we get 4 from 1/3 times 12. So after I simplify down the multiplication, I have no more multiplication or division left, so I can deal with my addition. 18 plus 4, 22. Here are a couple more. These are a little bit more challenging, but not too bad. I have, in this particular problem, brackets up here. Whenever you see brackets, that's like the ultimate parenthesis. You want to focus your attention inside those brackets, clean everything in those brackets up first, and then focus on stuff outside the brackets. So I'm going to draw my attention to 7 minus 4 squared plus 3. Now, within this expression, I need to deal with parentheses first. So 7 minus 4, I'm going to change that to a 3. Now I still have brackets, so I need to deal with what's inside of those. 3 squared plus 3, I have an exponent, so I'm going to deal with that. 3 squared becomes 9. Notice I have not dropped my brackets off. It's important to leave the brackets on, otherwise your answer will be off. 9 plus 3 is in brackets. I need to address that. That becomes a 12. Now, since I've addressed everything in the brackets, I can remove the brackets and I can add 12 plus 15. Final answer is 27. Next problem. The quantity of 4 times 3 squared plus 5 all over 9 plus 3. Now, this big old division bar acts as a grouping symbol. So the way you want to treat this is simplify the top of that division bar, simplify the bottom of that division bar. Once you have a single number up top and a single number down bottom, see if you can simplify. If you can't, leave your answer as is. So up top I have 4 times 3 in parentheses, so I'm going to deal with my parentheses first. 4 times 3 becomes 12. Up top, I also see I have an exponent now. So now that my parentheses are gone, I'm going to deal with the exponent. 12 squared is 144. Notice I'm bringing everything down, keeping everything else the same. I'm only changing what I'm simplifying. That is key in making sure you get your order of operations correct. So now I just have addition on top and addition on bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and add the numbers up top. 144 plus 5 is 149. 9 plus 3 is 12. So now we have a fraction. So instead of writing this as a decimal and going through all that hassle, simply look at the problem and see if you can reduce it. Can you take 149 and 12 and divide by a single number? No. That's your final answer. Oops. Okay. Here are some more practice problems. The answers are bolded. I suggest that you maybe pause the video and take a second to try these on your own. If for some reason you're not getting these answers, please come see me in class. Stay with me after school. This is a very important concept and it needs to be crystal clear. So if you are struggling, you need to come in to see me. And last but not least, if you're pretty savvy with your order of operations and you're up for a challenge, I challenge you to this problem. See if you can correctly perform order of operations on this guy. If you can get an answer of 21, bring your work in with you and I will give you a special treat. Good luck!